Um, okay, Rene Tassib asks, Michelle, I read at the MRU forum one message from yourself where you said that you were using music to compose the character Lou, and there's a big list with great songs.
Yes.
So how long did you need to become prepared, and do you like the result personally?
Ah, I didn't have much time to get prepared for this project because I pretty much found out like a week before flying out to Canada to shoot it that I was going to do the movie and that I was in. Uh, but what I did to prepare for the most part was just go in and research. And I bought a bunch of videos and DVDs about corporations in America and what they're doing. Uh, you know, it's really interesting because, corporations are like they're considered people by law. And it's just interesting that, a group of people who don't necessarily believe in every single thing that the corporation does work for this one person via law. And then they don't pay for anything that happens like pollution. It's just like it's kind of like a measured hit that they take when they pollute or when they do all of these things. So I did a lot of research on corporations and what they do, and it was kind of sad and depressing. And I did a lot of research on GMOs, genetically modified foods. I learned so much doing this movie. I was so pretty much dumb to what happens behind the scenes. Like, I look at ingredients when I buy my food, and I don't think twice about what some crazy they're so long, these chemicals, and I'm just like, I'm not a science major, but I do know this looks like bread.
Yeah.
So but it's like, and I educated myself, and it was a very wonderful experience because now it's like knowing this stuff can be kind of like a curse on the same note, but it also, it's like I'm not dumb anymore, and I feel good about that. So
We got a question from Jen who asks, Hey Michelle, this film is very reminiscent of Girl Fight to me as far as being a deep character-driven drama.
that's how I felt.
What do you like about doing these smaller independent films as opposed to, big box office flicks?
What I like about it is that I come alive. It's like a lot of me comes out in projects like this, like Girl Fight or Battle in Seattle. And it's amazing because they say that, after 7 years, you shed all of your cells and you are completely, physically a new person. And, they say the same thing about reincarnation. And then they say the same thing about growing into, a psychological new state. And it's funny that this project comes around, on the eighth year of my career because it's a transition for me, and I feel good about that. It's kind of like growing up and just doing more things that you care about than things that you like. Like I like action movies.
Right.
I like to, run around and be involved in special effects and break things and blow things up because, it's something that my body likes to do. I'm young and I don't know what excuse I have for that, but at the end of the day, what resonates passionately with my psychology are projects like this.
That leads me to my next question from Frenetic, who asks, Did your training with movies like Resident Evil or SWAT help you with your role in this movie in any way?
Um, yeah. Well, as far as SWAT or Resident Evil helping me with this project, I pretty much premeditated what the cops were gonna do. That's about it.
Yeah. Everything else is like you're on the receiving end of it.
Yeah, I'm on the receiving end of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually pretty interesting. I think I get pummeled and gassed more than anybody in this flick.
Whoa.
Yeah.
All right, we got one more question from Latina Soul, who asks, What would be the craziest thing you would do in a riot to get mad attention from the media?
Can't ask me that question. I'm too creative for that. The biggest thing I would do in mass media to acquire attention I would dress all of my protesters as monks, Tibetan monks, so that... Hey, guys, be quiet, be quiet. Please. Tita, come here. Come here. Come here, baby. What I would do, I think, to acquire attention, is definitely I would dress them all up like Tibetan monks so that when the government does attack, they get to see visually the imagery of the fascism involved in hurting people who really aren't violent. And to see that dichotomy between, people who make their statement known through physical and people who make their statement known through silence. And I would just have everybody keep their mouths shut, mouths taped, and just sitting down. Nowhere where it would intervene with corporate affairs either. I would do it in like Central Park. And I would just have millions of people come and just sit down for days. No food. That would be kind of cool. But it would be a statement of love, and I think everybody should be meditating about love. And I think the more that happens, the more positive energy you can put around the world. So that's pretty much what I would do. I'd take the humble route.
Well, thank you so much, Michelle, for sitting down with this interview. When does your movie come out? And thanks to Movieset.com.
I'm not quite sure when they're done cutting it up. I'm kind of excited to see all the footage. But thanks to Movieset.com for letting me speak my voice. Cheers.